Hello guys, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3. As you may remember, in the last episode we got a special order from the Kaiser to build two either battleships, pre-dreadnoughts, or battle cruisers. Well, after reloading the save today, that's gone. And I feel like I've experienced something like this earlier in the playthrough as well, which has me pretty much believing at this point that if you exit the game, even if you reload, and there's some sort of mission like that, it'll just cancel. It'll just disappear. I don't think that information even saves at this rate. So that's unfortunate, because it was actually kind of exciting. I didn't plan for it, but it was exciting, and I liked it, that it was so different. I don't like knowing that if I get something that I don't like, that I can just turn off the game and turn it on again, and then it'll be gone. It's stupid. It's pretty stupid. But we're in a easier position now, I suppose, because we have just the heavy cruisers to worry about. I was gonna make some battle cruisers, actually. I was gonna make a new line of 5 battle cruisers. I already knew what I wanted to do. I spent like an hour working on the fucking things, but then I saw it's gone. I was like, well, shit. Guess I don't need that then. Let's go ahead and hit end turn, move on over into the next turn. There's nothing really to do right now. We have our new heavy cruiser done. We are sharing technology. It's working out pretty well for us still. Here's our new heavy cruiser. We got to get that a commander. We have occasional above average ones recently popping up. Poor ship handler. Oh, great. I'm tempted to assign more of these to just be above average at this point because we don't need them as much for divisions. We have enough in the way of divisions for right now, so sneaking one extra or so in there wouldn't be too bad. Add that to the division. So we have 4 done and we have 4 building. We still need to order 2 more for my total plan. However, our monthly balance is in a kind of weird spot right now. And none of these will be done for another 13 months. So with the production cost of this costing twice as much as our monthly balance, the timing on this might be a little weird. The design is already 4 years old, so we're at almost that 5-year mark, so we kind of want to get these coming out as soon as possible. But for now, I don't think that's really going to be an option. France wants to extend our security arrangement, so I'd say yes, we should extend it. It's weird. I thought I agreed to do that semi-recently. I'm wondering if the reason we don't have that treaty anymore has more to do with the fact that the game is saving incorrectly? Maybe it's saving at different dates? I'm not sure. It's kind of weird, though. An Italian battlecruiser for 1932. 22 3-inch dual-purpose guns. Oh my god. What the fuck am I looking at here? And 2 aircraft. This is special. 8 15-inch. This is a battlecruiser? You're trying to tell me this is a battlecruiser. 31 knots. Okay, Italy. You're making this? Italy? You're making this. Flexible station keeping. Looser division formations reduces enemy accuracy. Okay. Italy. Italy. Italy is making a new battlecruiser. They've just come up with a new design. They're actually making new battlecruisers. Wow. I'm the only one that's actually just completely abandoned having my battlecruisers because they're not... Mine were shitty. They're expensive to maintain and they're not that great. I'd rather just have the armored cruisers, the heavy cruisers, of which I'm only building 10. Italy almost has like 11 at this point. I kind of feel like I'm being outdone again already. I mean, in some ways I am, in some ways I'm not. Who knows? At this rate, maybe I need to make new battle cruisers just to keep up with them. I don't really know. It'd be a great time, by the way, to increase my dock size, but I need this money for the heavy cruisers, most importantly, because our dock size is still rather pitiful. But for right now, the best we can do is just keep moving along and keep up with assigning these leaders. This is where we'll take that aggressive, above average captain. Aggressive is pretty good for destroyers, if you ask me. Moving on, we have a research breakthrough on armor quality. Italy tension increases because of Dalmatia. What a surprise. Oh, man. Even when these heavy cruisers of mine are done, like, this isn't going to be too fantabulous or anything. Now, I'm sure my heavy cruisers, which are just about as big as my prior battle cruisers were, are going to be able to slaughter their heavy cruisers. I'm pretty confident of that, and anything below. But The fact that they're still making some battle cruisers is kind of weird. We're still behind them in certain ways. Our light cruisers are all extremely old at this point. Moving into a new time, wants to hold international. Every time I get like this amount of money, the Kaiser comes up with some way to spend this much money. So I get prestige and lower tension just around the world. That's actually not that bad. Prestige and lower tension? Yeah, sure, why not actually? That's not, I like that one. The training one I usually don't end up liking. Lower tension with Italy, Britain, and Russia. Spent a fuck ton of money, but that's fine. Yeah, whenever I get over like 10,000, he tries to find a way to spend it all. He doesn't seem to do it until I get that far ahead though. Some of his initiatives are fucking stupid, and some of them are not that bad. Like that one wasn't that bad. The training one, I don't understand the purpose, honestly, of the training one. Socialist Party doing well in opinion polls might want to press for armament expenditure reduction. So I can lose prestige by talking to them about the importance of a strong navy, do nothing, or suppress all their propaganda. That might increase unrest, but I imagine that would only be temporary. So just suppress propaganda. It's fine. We got dudes, yeah, it gave me a little bit of unrest, but that's fine. A little bit of unrest right now isn't the worst thing in the world. We did get this. This had a working up. I forgot to put it in reserve fleet. Well, it's in reserve fleet now. It'll cost a little bit less now. So I have 9 months until we get another heavy cruiser out. And we're getting towards the year where these heavy cruisers are going to be the design 5 years old. But we have so many things finishing up coming that it shouldn't be that big of a deal. For now, though, we just need to keep progressing. Japan wants to extend our security arrangement? Sure, why not? I'd prefer America, honestly, but I'll take Japan because they came to me. I can't just decide to have a new ally whenever I want. So here are the dive bombers. They're carrier capable. I kind of want to make some. I wanted to mostly design some to see what they're like. I've been thinking of like whether or not I should actually use them, and I think maybe I should favor on land the medium bombers, just because medium bombers are unique to land. You know, they can't be carrier capable. But we already also have other types of bombers, like we have torpedo bombers, so getting dive bombers doesn't sound too bad. On these things, the most important thing to me is a lot of toughness, which just has the most, and a heavy bomb load. They all have the same bomb load. It's quite an interesting bomb load. The medium bombers carry way more fucking bomb load, man. But I'm going to pick this one. I think it'd be pretty decent. New Italian fighter has entered service, yada yada. I'll request something new. What's the oldest thing we have we don't have a replacement for? That would be our fighter. So a new fighter. And I'm going to actually prioritize speed this time. I usually didn't put speed in here, but I kind of understand the point a little bit better now of having speed as the first priority of a fighter. It's an interceptor. I'm not thinking about fighters the correct way. You know, it needs to get to a destination quickly. So we'll put speed, and we'll put firepower. We'll see what they think up. It's taking longer and longer for them to think up new designs, which is, Russia wants to buy tech from us. No, because you're not our friend. So the answer is no. We got some weight savings on machinery. Tension with Russia go up, of course, because we're not selling to them as expected. I expect nothing less. Our new medium bomber is ready for operational service. Additions left it somewhat underpowered. That's sad. Developed a fighter as a private venture. You want to know if we're interested in buying it? The Berg 95 is what we're using. They made the Berg 111. It's faster. Its range is higher. Its firepower is way lower. No, I don't want it. Why would I want that? Tension with Spain reduced. Germany increased. Russia reduced. Italy increased. A lot of things I'm not surprised about there. Tensions are decently medium around the world. Not that that matters, because usually the player wars decide how everything goes. We're almost to like 10,000 funds again. 6 months left on the nearest heavy cruiser. We got to pay for one soon. We're almost to 1933. That's that 5-year mark. Germany and Japan's alliance have expired. An uprising in China makes it necessary to send an expeditionary force. Why? What? Why China? What do I care about an uprising in China? I don't own anything in China. It doesn't matter to me. I can get prestige and generate tension. No, I'd rather just lower tensions. I don't care about any of this. It's not like I'm losing prestige for this, so that's fine. And all of a sudden, I just have a fuck ton of funds now, so we're definitely going to go ahead and order another heavy cruiser. It is currently December of 1932. Oh, I feel like I should just put both of them in here right now. I don't know if we'd survive 5 months like that. We might. We might. I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and risk it. Just order them. That's a lot of money. Ooh. We could pause one later if we need to, but let's just get the other two paid for, so we have a total of 10. That's the end goal for our heavy cruiser force, and then we'd need to just either build new light cruisers, remodel these old ones. I kind of do want to remodel these old ones, honestly. It would be cost effective to do so. They're not very great at their job anymore, but I don't think a lot of light cruisers are going to be very great at the job of a light cruiser right now. So making these ones last longer wouldn't be too bad. Their hulls go back to 1912, so some of these are already 20 years old. One maintenance to keep them going for another 10, 15 years or so. Wouldn't be so bad if you ask me. For now, though, we're moving ahead, and we've unlocked destroyers of 2,500 ton displacement. I thought we had already unlocked that. Maybe we didn't. Maybe it was 2,000 tons. Okay. I think it was 2,000 tons. Spain tension reduced because they feel too weak to challenge us. Germany reduced. Great Britain reduced. Okay. That's pretty nice. Now tensions are really low, just all over the place, except for Italy. Done a good job at maintaining that. I'm trying to get my navy going, because I make more money than Italy, yeah? But they have a bigger naval budget than I do. So even though we have better base resources and income from possessions, we still have a smaller budget, technically. So they can still technically outspend us in the long run, which is unfortunate. Building into these carriers, I feel like, is so pointless with how everything else goes. I don't know how they can afford all these naval aircraft and everything else they're doing. I really don't know how they can do it. And they are building more into those battle cruisers. So they're still building battle cruisers, just like France. Nobody else is building any battle cruisers, or has been for a while. So I'm just like the only country that's abandoned battle cruisers for right now. Maybe I should make a new line of them. They'd be rather large, I'm sure. Get a discount on another heavy cruiser. Now the thing is, I don't want another one of these heavy cruisers. I don't. And I've already started paying for these other ones. So I don't think I'm going to say yes to that, because I'm going for a fleet of 10 of these heavy cruisers. Any more would be silly. This would just distract me. 10% discount is not worth going over, so we cannot manage that. No, no, no. Collision between us and Great Britain. Tension up or lose prestige. I'll take a little bit of tension with Great Britain. I don't mind. We got them at like 0 anyway. Capacity of aircraft carriers going up. We don't really use aircraft carriers, but that's good, I guess, for when we do want to use them. 3 turns until the next heavy cruiser is done. That tension was very short-lived. It went down with them, France, Germany, and Japan. Oh my god. Some of these have got to be in the negatives, I'm sure. But they have reset, actually, so maybe I'm not sure about it. Oh, they're not showing the negatives anymore. Just at 0. Well, that's fine. Nothing really affecting us right now, except the fact that we're about to be really low on money. Italian CVL design here. 8 4-inch DP guns, barely any armor, 22 medium AA guns, 15 light AA guns. That's a lot of AA guns. 30 knots. It's pretty decent. 32 aircraft. Yeah, it's quite a lot. I don't know how they afford this shit, though. I really don't. I really, really don't. 5-inch dual-purpose mounting enables 5-inch and dual-purpose mounts. I felt like we had that already, too. It's so weird. But, okay. We definitely have it now. New fighters ready for evaluation. The speeds are all higher. The ranges are all higher. The firepower is down, but that is expected with this change in priority. Toughness can go up a little bit, but that lack of firepower really does kind of suck. I'm going to put off replacing this for now. I'm going to put that off. Our dive bomber is ready to go. I'm just going to request it again and see if they come up with something a little bit better this time. I'm not in too much of a rush to be replacing anything else right now anyway. Monthly balance is bad, but we have only 1 month until this is done. I'll just halt 1 heavy cruiser for now. Still a negative balance, but it's about to get better. So that's fine. Division, battleship division needs a new leader. Someone above average. This just pulls from the rear admirals. The restrictions of like who you can assign to what can get kind of annoying sometimes. Our tech sharing agreement with Great Britain has expired. I think that's all of our tech sharing agreements expired then, which is sad. New heavy cruiser done. Kaiser wants to reduce finance for the Navy to build a palace and a luxurious yacht. I'll just take the prestige hit. I need my budget right now. No new yacht for you, sir. We got a new, improved version of our medium bomber. What does it change? It has some better firepower and toughness. And bomb load. Okay. That's nice. Good job, boys. Thanks for that. Better monthly balance. Just put that immediately into reserve fleet. Doesn't need a working up. Better monthly balance. We have the heavy cruisers. I technically can't afford to resume this one yet, but another will be done in 3 months, and then we'll be able to resume that, and then we can start looking at other things like remodeling some old ships, including destroyers are going to need some remodeling as well. Not to mention, looks like some of these minesweepers, my minesweeper class minesweeper ships, as I've named them, are going to need some remodeling as well. So many things. We're not close to any wars, not too soon anyway, so there's nothing to worry about there, thankfully. So for now, we just got to keep passing the time. Kaiser made a foreign policy gaffe. He wants me to smooth things over, get budget and a lot of tension, prestige and some tension, or just spend some prestige. I have so much prestige that I don't really care too much about spending it. I don't want to push a war, and so yeah, I don't even really want like any tiny amounts of tension. 68 prestige is more than enough. The higher it goes up, the easier you can lose it anyway. It is a currency of what I have a lot of, and there's not a lot of things to spend it on anyway. So that's just fine. What we have there is fine. I think we can resume this construction at this point. Yeah, because we just got some money out of fucking somewhere. I don't know where. But we have 2 more turns until another heavy cruiser's done, so we're just going to keep pushing the time. It's currently June, about to be now July of 1933. Moving into August, we get the next heavy cruiser done. Tensions are not changing too much, not very much. Get a new commander here for a battleship. We have a brilliant captain that's available. Oh, God. And the battleships use captains as well. I want to save that guy for a division, is what I want to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save him for a division. Everybody else is just getting average leaders for now. We do need a new cruiser division. Just normal cruiser, heavy cruiser division. To sign. Oh, and you know what? This might be where he can go. Depends what level this is. No, this can get rear admiral. We got a ton of above average rear admirals. I guess a captain would end up leading a destroyer squad. Brilliant, yeah. Damage control expert here. I'd rather just take someone that's above average and just stick him on if he's going to be in control of a division. And so now we're building all of these, and we have to look into some other things because we have some money now. There's not really a lot to change on these minesweepers. We just need to be able to rebuild them. So yeah, I don't care to replace machinery on these. We're just going to do a normal rebuild of any of them that need rebuilding, which right now is exactly these 4. Doesn't cost a lot to get them rebuilding or anything, so that is pretty simply taken care of. A lot of these destroyers are going to need rebuilding, and so are these light cruisers. I was looking at how to best go about making these light cruisers last, and I could either do a pretty heavy refit to modernize them quite a bit, but they're from a pretty outdated time, so that was going to be more than half the cost of a new light cruiser. That would be 10,000 displaced and way more capable and way just better in general. Or I could spend a fraction of that, like 1/35 of that, to simply give them a makeup overhaul with a little bit of AA, a little bit more ammo on the 3-inchers, just to keep them semi-relevant enough. And I think that's basically what I've decided on doing. Just a quick makeover. And actually, oh yeah, I forgot. We could give them advanced firing, but I'll need to pull off some of this other stuff I was putting on to make that work. It's a little bit more expensive to put the advanced directors on there, but it could help. And we put one of each of these 2 anti-air guns on there. It's not a very big upgrade, but it's very cheap. And it's fine to make these last, I think. How much does it cost to get every single one of them just rebuilding right now as this? 869 each. Okay, well that's pretty expensive to do all in one go. So I might just phase these in one by one. We have 2 more turns until the next heavy cruiser is done. I know that. So I am going to rebuild these. It's just going to be one by one over time. Although it's also going to be pretty quick because it's only a 3-month rebuild. So I guess I could do, let's put like 3 of them on right now as this new model. The one from 1912 that's currently that we have, and the 2 remaining from 1914, set them to rebuild. That should be pretty fine. Let's move this over into September. And torpedo technology. Centerline torpedo tubes allowed on ships up to 3,500 tons. That's nice. It's always great. Tension with Germany, America, and Japan reducing. Only up there with Italy, really. 1 more turn until we get another heavy cruiser complete. So we could definitely spend a little bit more right now. Let's add a rebuild for the one from 1916. And let's go ahead and move this over. Oh, we have a heavy cruiser working up. I didn't put that in reserve. Spy from Japan's discovered. What are you doing? You're my ally. We'll just handle this discreetly. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Why is this at 0 months? Why? What? I don't think I've ever seen it go to 0 months before, but you know what? Here we are. Set that to reserve fleet. Nothing else is out of reserve fleet. Nope, nope. Alright, and then we have 1917. We'll put a 1917 rebuild going. This is cutting into my money a little bit, but it should be fine. Going to November. Heavy cruiser commissioned. 3 cruisers. Light cruiser finished reconstruction. Corvettes finished reconstruction. We got information on a fighter. New fighter prototypes ready for evaluation. This is really not getting too much better too quickly, but the speed and ranges are definitely up. We'll go with the new loaner then. The firepower won't be as great. I'm really not happy about that firepower. I'm really just not. They'd be going after bombers mostly. So you know what? Just cancel out. Tell you what we'll do. We'll request fighter. Speed will be the second priority. Firepower will be the main priority. That'll be what we do. Let's try that. That's another 7 months to get a functional design there. Status. Take off of active force. All of this crap. And I saw something working up, I think. Yeah, right here. New heavy cruiser working up. Put that on reserve fleet. And then we have a ton of money. We have some light cruisers. We have 3 more that need to be rebuilt. So let's order the rebuilds for them. There you go. And that'll spend a bunch of money. We have more heavy cruisers that'll be finishing exceptionally soon. We'll push that over into the next turn then, where we have a new heavy cruiser being finished, a new reconstruction being finished. Submarines night surfaced torpedo attacks. That's hot. Increased sub effectiveness. Tension with Great Britain reduced. Italy increase. Is it really historical, like, animosity at this point with Italy? Is that really what it is? Because I don't think historically Austria Hungary existed at this point. Figuring out a refit for these destroyers was not simple. I just removed the DC storage because it weighed too much. I replaced it with 2 DC throwers, keeps the same ASW value. I removed the light AA gun, added 2 medium AA guns, and I'm changing nothing else. Anything else is ridiculous to add because it very quickly becomes the price of just building a new fucking destroyer. So it's just not worth it if I could just replace them later. So I'd rather just update what I already have to just, you know, be a little more optimal, get it nice and maintenanced up. It's fine if it doesn't come out being all that good. That's okay. So long as we have still just, you know, a decent supply of destroyers and we could focus on a new, better 2,500 ton one later that's going to quickly make our light cruisers like fucking irrelevant. Rebuilding these basically all at once is very, very cheap since I didn't really do very much. Let's just say fuck it then and rebuild literally every single one that is currently outdated. It's just 35 of them. We'll rebuild the other ones later when they say they're outdated. We still have plenty of monthly balance. This is a good time, I think, to go ahead and start upgrading our dock size because any other big ships we build are going to want to be able to benefit from that. What we actually build next, though, I'm not sure. Maybe some light cruisers, some new 10,000-ton light cruisers to keep up in the main fleet with these guys. Maybe slowly shift the old light cruisers onto trade protection, use them as trade protection ships. So I've looked into building a new light cruiser, kind of another, kind of what I was doing before, like a gunboat that can resist torpedoes, blow up destroyers and other light cruisers faster than our heavy cruisers to outrun heavy cruisers. Our heavy cruisers go 33. They're supposed to go 34. This can go 35. Any more would have meant I would have had to take some stuff away. I really value that torpedo defense, even on these kinds of ships, because we get hit by torpedoes so much, and especially for a type of ship that I want out on the front, blowing up those kinds of ships, you know. So we have 8 6-inch guns again, 8 4-inch guns instead of 3-inch now this time, and they're dual purpose for anti-air, heavy air factor. We have 1 AA directed above that, 7 medium AA guns, 8 light AA guns. We have 200 rounds per each type of these guns. It's kind of the same range of gun anyway. Got that torpedo defense 3-inch belt, which would make it pretty survivable against other ships of its class. The deck, especially, like 6-inchers don't go through even 1 inch of deck. It would be maybe easy to hit by something bigger than it, but it's ideally not going up against things bigger than it. So my idea is that we go ahead and we can make 10 of these to kind of replace what the Jupiters were doing, and then get the Jupiters shifting into like trade protection duty, because they're still kind of useful for that, and I don't have anything better sitting around that is cost efficient. Those battle cruisers that I had a couple of really were not cost efficient for that job, and especially they were too slow. So this isn't the greatest ship ever, but you know, it's a light cruiser. We're just making it work. It's fine. It should function. I will save it. Will cost a little bit of money to get that design going. In 3 months, we'll be able to start making them proper. I am happy enough with that. We'll have a lot of money available at that point. Make 10 of those. We have 10 heavy cruisers, 10 light cruisers for our main fleet. And then the other light cruisers will just be existing for trade protection and maybe filling in if something bad happens to our light cruisers, the main ones. But eventually I'll ship those Jupiters out even of trade protection mode. And beyond that, I'm not sure what we would build after. We would either go for some new battleships to replace some of these older ones. Like we have these hulls from 1916. They're about to be 20 years old. Like get a new line of battleships made. We could go for battle cruisers maybe. I'm not sure. This is about the point where maybe when these light cruisers are done, maybe before then, we might have a war starting. Light cruiser finished reconstruction. Spanish government wants to sell me all forward main armament. You know, I actually am curious about making some designs like that. It's a very weird design, but yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll buy that. I have a bunch of extra money, so sure. Enables weight benefits from all forward main armament. Not really sure what I would use that on. Probably something like a battleship, but don't know if we'll even use it. We'll have to find out. I know the DD Israel. That's quite interesting for America. I forget what I was saying. But, yeah, forward armament. I know the French did that in World War II. They had quite a beefy armament. It's not a very common thing you see used, though. However, with that, we do have a nice full episode. Our heavy cruiser fleet is all paid for and getting done. We're doing plenty of refits. We will be getting a brand new light cruiser fleet to go with our brand new heavy cruiser fleet. And from there, we'll just have to see. I imagine we'll get into a war by that point. But for now, let me know what you think of how things are going. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.